Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK. And today we'll be talking about a really, really hot topic that's to do with listing creation, but it's about page one ready listing creation with the help of ZonGuru. I'm joined by Jon from ZonGuru, and we'll be talking more. So welcome to our podcast, Jon.
What's up, Prabhat? Good to be here.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
Yeah, excellent. So thank you again for your time. So I think it's good for you to introduce yourself, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, I'm Jon Tilley, the founder of ZonGuru. We launched back in 2016, so we've been around for quite a bit of time, and it's an operational tool set for brands and agencies. We have about 18 different tools connected specifically to the Amazon marketplaces, North America, Europe, Australia, and India on the marketplaces. You know, as I said, we have 18 tools, but I think the topic of today is going to be talking around our ChatGPT integration. We were the world's first Amazon software to integrate ChatGPT into our listing tool back in January of this year, 2023. We're now onto our version 4 of the tool, ChatGPT 4. And really the high level benefit there is that it's a game changer. You know, you can get page one ready listings, which really means getting a listing that can compete at an optimization level on page one versus the best sellers in literally under 1 minute. You know, something used to take us an hour to do is now taking us a minute to get an amazing baseline that you can then customize further. So it's making a big difference. We're seeing about a large increase in revenue across our sellers and ranking that they haven't achieved before. So we'll jump in and demo that today.
Absolutely. So I think I've heard a few things about it. So, but also, you know, like you said, it's a little bit more advanced what you do. So yeah, take it away. If you can share your screen and then, talk to us how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump in and share my screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, yeah.
Okay, so this is ZonGuru. We have, as I said, we have about 18 different tools across product research, listing optimization, business metrics, alerts, review automation, and some kind of high-level reporting data that we give you access to as well. The view that you're seeing right now is our dashboard. I'm not going to obviously talk about this today, but we do have some really interesting data points, not only graphical displays of sales and profits, but also sessions and conversion percent by mobile and desktop, and then some pretty detailed operational data points to run your storefront. So you get access to that as well as the other tools. What I want to show you today is our listing optimization tool, and I'm going to just jump in and show you this tool right here. I think the product I'm going to pick for you today is a friendship lamp. Let's just talk about this one. There's a number to talk about. A friendship lamp is really, it's a long distance lamp that lights up at the same time for whoever's using it. It does pretty well on Amazon actually, and I'll show you what it looks like inside of the tool.
Sure.
So this is the view of the tool right now. Now, what's interesting about how we've designed the interface is it's around the concept that we coined 3 or 4 years ago called contextual SEO. So the idea of contextual SEO is we don't want to just tell you, hey, these are the best keywords that you should be adding to your listing. We want to tell you, these are the best keywords you should be adding. This is how your listing scores, but this is how it compares to your main competitors. Where are your competitors strong and weak? And how do you make sure that you have a better listing than them? So that's inherently built into the tool, which obviously as a seller, a brand or an agency, it's pretty significant because it allows you to understand, what is the level of the best sellers on page one? How well are they optimized for keywords and how do I beat them, right? So, that's the job of the tool, right? So on the left side, you can see here is where you import your keywords from our keyword intelligence tool called Keywords on Fire. You can import from the tool. You can also add a manual list, and it gives you some data points around that. So, you get your relevancy score, search volume, and how those keywords are used in the listing. Exact broad match, which is important for understanding how the algorithm for Amazon works and how you get the best out of the algorithm, right? So that's the left side. And on the right side, this is where you would, set up, a number of listings to either compare against or obviously optimize, right? And so you just hit the plus button here. You can load from your listings. You can also search and find your main competitors. You can add a blank listing. You can create you can add a manual, ASIN, and it will load all the listings on the right hand side. So as soon as you click load, it actually pulls in. You can see this is called Friendship Lamps. The brand is Lovelink. It pulls in all the content that matters for SEO, right? So your title, your bullets, your description, and actually your backend search terms, which is pretty unique. You can see the backend search terms of any competitor. And then it scores the listing. So it'll tell you based on the keywords you've loaded and how they've used those keywords. It's going to tell you, hey, how much have you maximized out of the total search volume, of the total combined revenue? How does that compare to the average for that category? So you can see this red line here is actually the average for the category. You can see that this listing here needs to do some work, right? It hasn't even optimized its title correctly, bullets, etc., right? And we also tell you what keywords you should be adding, by these green keywords over here. We also tell you what keywords are missing, and how you can add them. You can just, if you want to add the word telepathy for this category, you can just type it in, or you can click on it, add it to your backend search term. So there's a number of ways that we give you feedback on the listing and how you can better optimize it. If you wanted to create an AI listing from scratch, I've just done one right here. You simply hit AI generate. You can customize the keywords from the keyword set. You can select specific keywords. On the default, it's just going to include all of them. And then you prompt it with certain settings. So you can add your brand name. You can give it a longer product description, like long distance friendship lamp. You can negative match on keywords. You can choose your tone. It will automatically, select the language that you're doing it for in the marketplace. So if you're doing, Spain, it'll do Spanish, Spanish. If you're doing Mexico, it'll do, Spanish in Mexico. So localizes the language. And then you hit generate, and then it will take 2 minutes to generate a full listing, or sorry, about a minute and a half right now. Typically it has about a 37% better optimized score than the best listings on page one, which is a significant stat. So we track the stats across all listings that are done, and we're seeing an average of a 37% better. So you can see this listing score right here is 25,000 versus some of the best listings on page one for this category that are typically 14,000, right? So, and the reason it does that is because the AI does a really good job of, number one, obviously it gets the right keywords that we provide it, but number two, it does a really good job of writing your title, your bullets, your description, matching and exact matching, and more importantly, broad matching for the most relevant terms, right? So you can see this open star over here is the broad match term in the title, right? And you can see as I scroll down this list, how many is actually broad match for a lot of terms, right? So that does a really good job on the algorithm, because the theory behind the algorithm, right, is that if you exact a broad match for more of your relevant terms higher up in your listing, and you actually convert on that search, you get more juice to the algorithm, and your overall ranking, etc., improves. So it does that really in a great way without overstuffing the listing. You can see how it writes the listing here. The title is long distance friendship lamps, set of 2, touch activated, friend touch lamp for connection across miles, ideal gift for loved ones, easy setup and use. So it writes in the way that we would write it for Amazon. It writes the benefits first, and then full description, and then if you're happy with the listing, you can publish this directly to Amazon through our API, and we'll load this straight into your Seller Central store, and you can move on to your next listings. You can also match this to your child variations and publish it across your child variations as well. So it's a pretty game-changing tool around how to use AI, and more importantly, the goal here of AI is not to completely replace the ability of writing a listing and creating a listing. The idea is to give you an amazing baseline that is optimized for the right way for the algorithm in just a few minutes, that then you can bring your creativity to, and finesse it further. So you can obviously decide what bullets you want to write. You can, I think I did it right here. I just typed in whatever, you can just type in whatever you want. So you can customize anything that you want further. Move you as a brand owner from full content editing, full content writing, to being a content editor, or as an agency, etc. One of the big benefits is it saves a lot of the procrastination time. When you have to sit down and spend a few hours writing listings, you can procrastinate a lot before you actually get done. But it automatically just removes that, because you just hit a button and you get a baseline that you can then finesse, right? So that's the listing optimizer tool at a high level.
Excellent. So I think no doubt is very powerful, as said. So in terms of the screen, I've got a couple of questions there. So on your left-hand side, we've seen quite a lot of long tail keywords there. And next to that, there is a score. So what does that score relates to?
Yeah, good question. That's our relevancy score. It's a customized score based on a number of different data points that we add to that. At a high level, it's based on search volume. It's based on brand analytics data around conversion percentage. It's based on, obviously, the relevancy of that keyword for your niche and for your product. So it's something that factors into this tool, our keyword tool, and it's really important to understand that there's a competitive factor that goes into that as well. What our tool does really well, our keyword tool anyway, is it does a good job of finding the localized keywords for a marketplace better than any other tool. We don't just reverse ASIN lookup and see what other competitors are indexed for, because they might be indexed for keywords that don't really matter. We actually use some of the API data to find what people are actually typing into Amazon in that localized market. So, when you compare our keyword tool to any other one in the marketplace, you're going to see opportunity in our keywords you won't find it elsewhere, because we just do a better job at, not just looking at indexed keywords, but actual searches that are being done on Amazon.
Excellent. So a couple of other things I'm more interested on the titles we are seeing. So if you could, is search volume, is that monthly search volume?
Correct. And then there's historical. So if you click on this, you can see historical search volume, and you can see it for a year, for 2 years,
wow.
Or you can customize your time period as well.
Oh, that's really great. And if you could talk us through three or others. Title, it says comp and uses. There's three more headings: the title, comp, and uses.
So basically what this is saying is, who of the competitors. So you can see, there's 3 listings that we've added here. So 1 of 3 listings is using this keyword search phrase in the title, and all 3 of the competitors are using it somewhere in the listing, right?
Sure.
And then for this specific one, it is broad matching for that term in the title, and then it also has it in the description, right? You can see that. So it'll tell you that by highlighting the keywords.
Excellent. So thank you for explaining that. So I think, like I said, no doubt it's very powerful. Now, let's talk about where things are going towards with this sort of tool. So I think, we talk with people who's got, like, say, for example, hundreds of new products coming along, getting listed on Amazon. And there are people who's got 5 listings and they stayed with that five listing for years. So if we start talking about people who's got 100 of new listing coming along, and I think this tool is going to be really, really, really powerful for them, because you can plug in the relevant information and up you go. So where, we could have waited for weeks to get the product listed. Now, we can do it in days.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I think, one of the important things about, there's different sellers, right? And someone has 5 listings. They've probably done a really good job and spent a lot of time on those listings. I think, even with those sellers, there's value, and they find value in at least, scratching that itch, right? Which, as a seller, if you've optimized a listing, you always want to understand, like, have I done a better job than my competitors, or what are they doing that I'm not doing, right? or am I doing things better than them? And I think what's good about our interface is that you have that ability to compare against your main competitors and at least be able to say, hey, I've optimized my listing better than them on the front end and the back end. And, you know, I can be confident that I've maximized my potential of my listing, so I can focus on my PPC or whatever else it is. So it is a quite a good reference point to be able to, you know, check that box and say, hey, I've done the best job I can with my listing. Let's move on to other parts of my business. So that's number one, just from the layout. For the other sellers who have a large amount of ASINs, you know, some of the feedback we get is actually, hey, I've checked my listing, you know, versus my competitors, and I've done a good job with my main flagship ASINs, but it's actually a lot of the lesser performing ASINs in my brand category or in my catalog that I just haven't had time to get to in years, and because I haven't had the human capital cost to do it, and now I can do those. So I've started with some of the lesser performing, and actually they're getting better rank, better category rank, better sales than they've ever had before, and it's lifting the whole boat of my whole Seller Central account, right? So there's a lot of benefits to you know, using this to improve the baseline of your listings. So that's another benefit. And then the last thing I'd say is it's quite easy to say, hey, I'm gonna write a listing and use all my keywords, right? It's another thing to actually write a listing that makes sense, using keywords in the right way that matches for the algorithm. And that's what the AI does really well. It gives you that baseline. So if you trust in the baseline of how it writes the listing and how it matches, and then you finesse it further, you know, we're seeing much better quality listings that work with the AI, with the algorithm, that just obviously improve your business, right? So it writes the listing in the right way for sellers. Yeah.
Excellent. So I think I've got no other questions. I think you've explained really, really well, and thank you for doing the demo as well. So I think people can see how it's done. So if anybody's got any questions, they want to connect with you, where's the best place to talk to you?
Yeah, you can get me at ZonGuru.com. Just, you know, head over there. We have a team there that can chat to you. If you want to connect with me personally, you go to my LinkedIn profile. I'm always on LinkedIn, so and there's plenty of content there that will help your sellers. So LinkedIn as well. We do have an Instagram channel, so you know, plenty of places, blogs, etc. You'll find us for sure. But you know, we do have a free trial, so you know, if you are a seller out there or a brand, an agency, you know, it's worthwhile at least just signing up and scratching that itch of going, you know, how well is my listing optimized? How does it compare to my competitors? Does AI do a better job? And you can do that in under 5 minutes, and then make your decision from there. So do check it out, and ensure that you have the best listings, because at the end of the day, you know, your listing is the heartbeat of your Amazon business. Outside of your product, it's literally the thing that will make or break your business. And if you don't maximize the potential there, you're leaving money on the table, and success, right? So you've got to make sure it's the best it can be.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jon, again for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.
All right, all the best. Thank you, Prabhat.